right. Thank you, Kelly. All right. So now we're going to talk about some additional resources that you guys can think about when you're applying for college. There's tons of stuff out there. So first, there is your FASFA, your Pell application. So FASFA is a federal grant. It's income-based. So if you file taxes yourself, or if you're still a dependent child and your parents file taxes, you can apply for FASFA. And then the application is submitted through the studentaid.gov website. The link is right there. And then once it takes them about the same 30 to 60 days to process that application, depending on if they have everything up front. If not, they will email to request additional documents. Everything is done electronically now. So it's done through that website. And then if you receive FASFA, you can use that Pell Grad to pay for any of your college expenses. It can be used to pay for tuition. It can be used to pay fees. It can be used for books. And that's where the student loan comes in as well. That's where it shows if you're eligible for a student loan through that website. Once you apply for FASFA, then there's a link that will let you apply for TAP as well. If you do not use that link through the FASFA website, you can always go independently on the hesc.gov website to apply for TAP. Like FASFA, TAP is also income-based, so you submit either your taxes for that semester year. I think right now in 2023, 2024 semester, they were looking at 2021 taxes. So for the next semester year, it will be required your 2022 taxes. And remember, semester year is based on your fall and spring semester. So the current tax year for 2021 will cover fall 2024 and fall 2023 and spring 2024 semester. They normally open up the application window for the next semester year, like around 1 June of the previous year. So keep that in mind. But like I said, it's income-based, and when you apply for it, it will award you the grant or the award based on the income reported at that time. Unlike FASFA, if TAP is approved and you receive TAP, TAP is only used to cover tuition. It doesn't cover fees. It doesn't give you money for room and board. It only pays for tuition. So if you're going to a New York State school and you receive 100% TAP, it will give you the full rate for that semester, for that college, up to the SUNY rate. If you're going to like a CUNY school or a community college, it will more than likely cover your full tuition expense. But like I said, it only covers tuition. It doesn't cover anything else. TAP is normally applied first. So if you apply and if you receive TAP, let's back up. So you normally apply for FASFA, then TAP. And if you're awarded FASFA, the school will take your FASFA and it will apply to your tuition. If you're subsequently approved for TAP, then they will take the TAP and they will apply it to your tuition. And if there's a balance that remains, they will take the Pell Grant and they would apply it accordingly, whether it's to pay the difference of the tuition, include your fees, room and board, stuff like that. Now, if you get any other grants, whether it be GI Bill, post 9/11 GI Bill, or RIRP or FTA, those also assist with covering your expense. So I'll give you an example. So I'm going to use like a private college, for example. So if we have somebody going to like Syracuse University, and the tuition in Syracuse is very expensive for let's use a simple number, $10,000. So its tuition cost with room and board and everything is $10,000. So of the $10,000, $5,000 is tuition. The other $5,000 is for room and board. So a soldier in the New York Army National Guard applies for all benefits for federal TA, RIRP, FASFA, TAP. So if they receive TAP and they're eligible for the full rate of TAP, TAP will give them the $35.35 so deduct that from the $5,000 balance. So that leaves us, how much, what's the calculator? Where's the calculator? 35,000 minus 35.35.
31,000. $465.
Oops. Let's go back up. All right, so 5,000 minus 3535 is how much?
$31,000.
5,000 minus 3535?
Oh,
1465. Okay, thank you. Okay. So the soldier applies for TAP, receive TAP in full of 3535. The only balance that remains is $1,465. So that's the balance on the tuition. However, they still have the $5,000 room and board that is not covered. So all the programs they apply for, their RIRP can be used to cover that $1,465. Federal TA can also be used to cover that $1,465 because those are tuition specific benefits. So now the tuition is covered in full by either one of those two programs. They cannot receive any addition if the tuition is paid 100%. It's only if there's a balance. Now for the room and board, they also receive Pell, and they receive a Pell grant in full. That Pell can be used to help to cover their fees and the room and board costs up to the max amount that they're allowed. So that's how they can use all those programs. I always tell people apply for it because you never know what you will get. But those benefits are here because TAP is a New York State benefit and FASFA is a federal benefit. So you can use it at any colleges within the country. Like I said, TAP is specific to New York State schools because it's a New York State benefit. And like I said, if you have your tuition paid in full, so if you're going to like a SUNY college or if you're going to a CUNY college and you have your tuition paid in full by TAP or one of our programs, and then you have a Pell balance remain at the end of the semester, the school will issue you a check or they will deposit that extra money in your account because that's a grant that you don't have to pay back. And whatever money you receive from it, you get to keep it if your tuition is covered by everything else and you have a balance remain on your Pell at the end of the semester. So that money goes back to the student. Another neat program that New York State offers is a Veteran Tuition Award. It works similar to TAP, but it's specific to service done in a combat zone area from a periods of time. The most recent being OEF, OIF, are for the service done overseas in the current war, global war on terrorism. So like I said, it works just like TAP. You apply through HESC and then you provide your DD-214 to the HESC for verification of service. And then they will award the recipient for undergraduate or graduate study. For undergraduate study, they will give you the same amount that they give for the TAP, up to 12 or more credits per semester. And they give you it for up to a certain number of semester. If you're part-time, they will prorate it based on your credits, and that's how they'll pay out the benefit. Again, it's a tuition-specific award, so it only covers tuition. So if your tuition is paid by anything else, and you can elect which benefits you want to use if you have multiple as well. The school, you can call the school and say, hey, I have all these benefits. I would like to use this one. That all of that requires proper planning and counseling. And if you need assistance with that, we can always help you to figure out which benefit is best to use at this time. I always tell service members, once you're in, use the benefit that the National Guard gives you, because when you leave the service, those benefits are no longer available. So use up the ones that you have while you're in, and then when you subsequently get out, you still have all these other ones available to you. So those are some things, additional resources that you can see if you're eligible for and apply for to use to help, to go to college and help with any of your college expense. All right.